mortal man, know thyself. For what thou sow, thou shalt reap. And the measure which you met for others will be the same measure that must be met for you. These two eternal basic principles determine the outcome of the reward or retribution of all human actions in the world. In the light of this background, I will deliver my message of retributive judgment to Nigerians, which is tantamount to a paradox of liberalism, which says that those who once held evil or supported evil, even in exalted languages, because they benefited from it or it served their interests, failed woefully to come to the terms and the facts of the truth that evil in an appointed time consumes even its own. On this backdrop, I tell all Nigerians and the world in general that what is happening in Nigeria currently is her retributive judgment for the crimes she committed in the 60s. In essence, the preponderance of crisis situations and intractable conflicts in the northern part of Nigeria are nothing but their retribution for the crimes they committed against Easterners and humanity in the 60s. In a nutshell, the evils of the 1960s, which span till this day, is consuming its own. In the events of the 60s, the crisis of the 60s, a particular region, the Easterners living in the northern region of the Nigeria, are ruthlessly massacred with the attendant pogrom and war of genocide unleashed against Biafrans, in which about 2 million lives that involves mainly children and women were lost. In the event of all this crisis, a decree number 51 of 1969, was promulgated by General Gowon. This decree was tagged Petroleum Decree. With this decree, General Gowon and the interest groups he was protecting then, and many of the northern politicians thought that they had struck a deal. This decree to General Gowon, the interest groups he was protecting, and to majority of northern politicians then, a great deal had been achieved. The legitimate access, firm grip, and unbridled exploitation of the revenue of the southern Nigeria, particularly the oil revenue of the Niger Delta within the Biafran enclave. However, General Gowon and his cohorts failed woefully to come to the terms of the implications and the attendant consequences of this obnoxious decree. First and foremost, it killed Nigerian federalism. According to Casey Well, financial subordination or inequality in any federal system put end to that federal system. Second, it empowered the federal government of Nigeria, which was dominated by the northern politicians, as the chief actor in Nigerian underdevelopment, and institutionalized her as the arch enemy of Nigeria. This is because, according to the Holy Scriptures, the Gospel of John chapter 10 verse 10, it says, the enemy come to steal, kill, and to destroy. This character is the modus operandi the federal government of Nigeria uses in exploiting the resources, the oil revenue from Niger Delta. It steals their oil revenue. It kills their people who agitate for resource control, which is prevalent in most federal systems. It destroys the peace of the Niger Deltas, their internal rhythm of development, and above all, her ecosystem. This is where the root of the crisis was planted in Nigeria. Again, and which is most relevant to this message, is that this obnoxious Decree 51 of 1969 sowed the seed of retributive vengeance, which the North is unfailingly harvesting today. The proof to this fact is the message, vengeance is coming, which was given by Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka about a decade ago on his sermon on the politics of resource control in Nigeria by the federal government. Otherwise, how would one reconcile the paradox that Nigeria, which is the 6th exporter of petroleum in the world, is the headquarters of poverty on earth? Also, how will the northern politicians resolve the contradictions that the North, which they have used the federal might, which they have used the federal government as an instrument of exploitation to plunder the revenue from the south, particularly the oil revenue from the Niger Delta, to develop and transform, has over 70% of the poverty index in Nigeria. This is vengeance. This is retributive judgment. And this is where we are. A fallen house, a collapsed state, and we must fix it. Therefore, Nigerians, do not put all the blames of all the things that is going wrong currently in Nigeria to President Buhari. If there is any person to blame, of course, it should be General Gowon and the interest group he was serving then, on the one hand, and the federal government of Nigeria currently, on the other hand. Otherwise, let's look at what is happening at the executive. Imagine how the EFCC boss, Ibrahim Magu, betrayed his master on the fight against corruption in Nigeria. Imagine also how the service chiefs in Nigeria have failed in arresting the insecurity problems in Nigeria. And these two agendas are the major reasons why Nigeria voted this government into power. For the eradication of corruption and insecurity. They have failed. Let's take a look at the legislature, the legislative arm in Nigeria. What is happening there? As far as there are preponderance of the likes of Rochas Okorocha and Theodore Oji in the Senate, Nigeria is finished. We know that Rochas Okorocha and Theodore Oji ruled their states in the spirit of Machiavellian unscrupulousness. And it goes a long way to prove that what is happening in Nigeria is nothing but recycling of ruthless and destructive personnel as politicians. It also goes a long way to show that Nigerian politicians or the Nigerian political arena is nothing but a horde of robbers and assassins. The evidence is what? Take a look at the judiciary. It seems that our judicial system is in comatose, and our justice system has gone. This is vengeance. This is God's retributive judgment. We must fix this country, Nigeria. And for the benefits of this message, there are 3 programs which Nigerians shall pursue massively and aggressively if we are to maintain the integration, the progress and peace and harmony of this country. First of all, this message is profiling resolution. This message is also profiling reparation and also restitution for all the wrongs, for all the crimes that have been committed, especially against a particular region in this country. These are the prerequisite conditions for Nigeria to move forward. Anything short of this, the peaceful coexistence, the integration of Nigeria is at stake. I give Nigerians these visible signs for them to know that what is happening really is a vengeance, it's a retributive judgment from God. There shall be upsurge in insurgents in different parts of this country, which will be more violent than the existing insurgents in Nigeria, and they will be against Nigerian government. Also, there will be proliferation of the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sowore Omoyele. Their activities will attract the attention of the international community against Nigeria. For you to know that this message of retributive judgment is divine, many of the evil politicians in Nigeria will end with this government. They will not see 2023. Also, 2 Igbo politicians, Dr. Chris Nwabezengige of the APC and Mr. P2B of the PDP we emerge as the presidential candidates for the 2023 election. Finally, two most powerful political personalities in the world, Vladimir Putin of Russia and Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, will determine the outcome of the presidential election in the United States of America. Whosoever these two personalities support will emerge as the president of the United States. Sequel to this, these three powers will join forces together and vanquished all the evil forces, all the evil nations that are troubling the world. And that is when peace and harmony and tranquility of order will reign in the universe. And one of these three world powers will come for rescue mission to end the misery called Nigeria if she did not adhere strictly to the solutions of this message. God bless men of goodwill in Nigeria. God deliver the marginalized in Nigeria, particularly the Igbos and the Niger Deltans. God rescue the exploited and the oppressed in Nigeria, particularly her women and the youths. Hail Christ the King.